Okay, welcome back. We're going to be doing a few more of these fun derivatives. We've looked at a few rules, and now we'll just do some practicing and see if we can get any better at it. So let's see here. We have the derivative to take of, well, a not developed polynomial, I would say. I did one like this on the board earlier, but let's just take a look at this and see what we can do. The first thing I would do, until we have more rules that will come later, is to simply expand this polynomial, and then you'll see that we can take the derivative piece by piece. So I'll take the long version, and I'll draw out the parentheses and simply show you step by step so I don't lose anybody, because I know this is still rather new. Okay, there's that, and we're going to do this twice. Okay, so I just rewrote it. Now we can multiply it. We'll have x times x, the x squared. Then we'll have the x times 1. And then we got to go on this side. That's also an x there. And the 1 times the 1. And that, of course, can be cleaned up. And then we'll get this. X squared plus 2x, because you see I have 2 of them there. And 1. Oops, left the x off. Okay. So now when we go to take the derivative, we'll write y prime is going to be equal to. Now here's the rules. Remember how the 2 will jump down in front there? And then the 2 is reduced by 1. So there's a 1 there, although we don't usually put it there. So I'll just take that away. But it's kind of there. Just like we don't usually put a 1 in front of a x if it's just by itself. Okay, now next part. We have a 2x here term, and we're going to take the derivative of that part. And the derivative of 2x is just 2. And the derivative of 1 is just 0, so I won't even put that up. There, that wasn't so bad, was it? All right, let's take a look at the next one. This one's a little bit more complicated, just because we have to rewrite it first with the limited knowledge that we have. And because we're not going to use the definition and just the rules, we need to write this in a form that will be easier to take the derivative of. So let's get started on that then. All right, before we do the derivative, I'm just going to rewrite each term. The first term will be x to the minus 1. That's this one right there. The next one is going to be, here we go, x to the minus 2. Now remember, the x down here has the power of 1 to it. And if we move the x up, like I did here, so it's no longer a fraction, we gotta let the people know that the x is really downstairs. So this 1 divided by x is, let's see, that is this, okay? It's just different ways of writing the same thing. So don't let it intimidate you or scare you. I know it still feels rather new. Okay, let's go to the next term. Just like the other ones, it'll be x to the minus 3, because it's 1 divided by x to the power of 3. Okay, now we're ready to take the derivative. I'm going to do it over here so I leave myself some room this time. Okay, the negative 1 jumps out here. I'll go ahead and write negative 1 to start, and then we can clean up later. Now, negative 1 has to be reduced, this one has to be reduced by a whole step to the left. So that means you have a negative 2 there. Remember the number line. We got 0 there, minus 1 there, minus 1, 2. So if you're going from minus 1 a step to the left, that gives you minus 2. So, and we'll be doing the same thing with that one soon. Let me clean this up again. Okay, next part. We're going to have the negative 2 jumps over here. That's why I put a negative there, because first it's plus, and now the negative comes out in front there. And then we reduce the -2 by a whole step. Okay, so now we got that done. Now we will work on the last term. And again, I got to put a negative there because the -3 comes down from up on top there. And then put our x, and the -3 is reduced to -4. Okay, now we can clean it up a little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my little prime there because we're taking the derivative there. All right, so y prime, and we're going to clean this up. We don't have to have that 1 there, but we do have to have the negative. Okay, there we go. And all the rest will be just like it is. So either you can keep it in this form, or we can turn it into a fraction again. And what will happen then is it'll end up looking like this. This first term will be -1 on top, and then because it's -2 right there, we'll have our x squared on the bottom. So I'll take that away. Now the next part is going to be -2 on top, and then x to the power of 3 on the bottom. And then we'll have this. I should probably make this look a little better. There we go. We'll do it that way. Okay, so I'm fine with either ways of doing this. Sometimes it's beneficial to leave it in this form. It depends on what you're going to do with it afterwards. Other times it's better to have it as fractions. So that's why I'm not going to be bothered by either way right now.